Today's show is brought to you by the University of Windsor's Alumni Association. Show us how you are Windsor proud by visiting the Alumni Association's Instagram and Twitter pages. Share your U-Windsor memory or post a photo from your time on campus. For more information, visit uwindsor.ca/alumni.
Hi, Andrew. How are you?
Good. And yourself?
Good, thank you. I'm excited to get started.
Me too. Thank you so much for having me.
No problem. All right. Well, we're going to ask you quite a few questions. You ready?
Let's do it.
Here we go. So first question is, what is the first thing you do every morning when you wake up?
First thing I do is I kiss my girlfriend on her forehead, and then I probably check my phone.
Aw. And what is the last thing you do before you go to bed?
I definitely stay up later. So normally I just lay in bed and watch something on my iPad.
And what university did you go to and what degrees did you receive?
I went to the University of Windsor for both my degrees. I have a Bachelor of Human Kinetics and Movement Science, and I also have a Bachelor of Education as well.
Nice, nice. And we are proud to call you a Lancer varsity athlete alumni as well. So which varsity teams did you play for and what positions or events did you play in?
I was a libero for the volleyball team, but I also was a high jumper for the track and field team for a few of those years as well.
Wow, you can do it all. And from this personal experience as a Lancer student athlete, do you have any advice for our current Lancer athletes?
Yeah, being a varsity athlete just goes by so quickly. So if you don't want to be thinking about all those shoulda, coulda, wouldas years down the road, I highly suggest you fully commit to every aspect of being a varsity athlete and part of a team.
Great advice. And other than volleyball, what is your favorite sport to watch and your favorite sport to play?
That's a really, really hard question because I just watch so many sports. But if I had to choose, I would probably say college basketball, right? March Madness.
Yeah.
I really love playing golf these days.
Oh, awesome. And so what is the next item on your bucket list that you want to accomplish?
I think the honest and truthful answer, since we've been in pandemics for so long, is I just want to travel and knock a few of those off the list.
Yeah. Where's the next place that you'd like to travel?
I would always love to go to the Netherlands, but I've never been to an all-inclusive vacation either, so I'm not too picky.
Yeah, you got to get that one off your list too. All right, so if you could eat one food for the rest of your life, what would it be?
I really love Mexican food, so I'd have to say tacos.
All right, we got lots of good Mexican food in Windsor.
For sure.
And what is one food that you just can't stomach, you can't stand?
It's probably the easiest question you've asked me so far, and it's easily mayonnaise. Not for me.
That's so funny. Mine's olives, can't stand them, and I'm Greek, so I get flack from my family all the time.
For sure.
And did you play any other sports growing up?
I actually played travel hockey growing up in the winter, and I played travel fast pitch in the summer, and I played essentially any sport I could get my hands on in elementary school and high school.
Awesome. So then for volleyball specifically, how did you get started with volleyball?
I remember being asked to play on the elementary school team when I was in grade 3, and I just haven't stopped playing since.
Oh, that's great. So did you always play libero?
Not until I made it to university. I was able to be a little bit larger and more physical in comparison to my peers in high school. But once I went to university, 6'1" just wasn't cutting it anymore.
And what is your all-time favorite movie? You can only pick one.
If it was my girlfriend's decision, she would choose Harry Potter. But I like a documentary called Free Solo. I highly recommend it.
Very, very good. I've seen that one actually.
Yeah.
All right. And what is your number one coaching philosophy that you stick to and preach?
So unfortunately, I'm about to rhyme, but the 3 things I like to focus on are educate, motivate, and celebrate. So I like developing my athletes' IQs so that they become a more independent player and can adapt during matches. But I also like to encourage them to show their passion for the sport and their pride being a Lancer. But lastly, this whole experience just needs to be fun, right? You want your athletes to enjoy being in the gym, and you want them to celebrate each other's successes along the way.
Definitely. And do you have a favorite motivational quote?
Despite the fact that I just rhymed, I really don't. Although I do find inspirational stories in sports, maybe like the Last Dance documentary, really motivating for me personally.
Great. And how important do you believe it is for kids to be involved in sport growing up?
There's just so many benefits of playing sports, right? Health, leadership, social skills in general. It's a no-brainer for me, right? I think you should play team sports, you should play individual sports, you should play sports you've never heard of, right? I would always recommend any opportunity for kids to play sports. It's just fun.
So do you have any hidden talents?
I have a few, but I think the most impressive one is that I can solve a Rubik's Cube fairly quickly.
And are you more of a cat person or a dog person?
If I had to choose, I would say cat person, but no pets for us over here.
And what is one book that you recommend that everybody should read?
For athletes and coaches especially, I would recommend Kobe Bryant's Mamba Mentality.
Okay. And what influenced you specifically to become a coach?
I just can't get enough volleyball, if I'm being honest. I've been coaching in some capacity since I've been in high school. And when I was done being a varsity athlete, I just needed to stay involved somehow. I didn't realize how rewarding coaching would be, but it also provides me the competitive outlet that I need, or that I was used to being an athlete.
That's awesome. And what is your favorite part about being a Lancer?
I would say Lancer pride. We just support each other's teams so well here. I mean, of course, I have memories of my own team successes, but some of my favorite memories are being in the party army and cheering on women's basketball to a national championship on home court. Or I love watching track and field events when we're hosting at home, and the whole team is cheering on that runner turning the last corner. It's the coolest thing ever. We have a great community here.
Yeah, I agree. And final question, what are you most excited about for when OUA competition resumes?
Kaylee, I'm just excited for home games, excited for crowds.
Yeah.
And I just want to see the athletes be able to play again. I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I agree. I cannot wait for that day. But until then, I hope all of the Windsor Lancer women's volleyball fans out there are satisfied with this video, getting to know you in the meantime. And then who knows, people might start coming up to you at the next few home games, and they're going to be like, I know everything about you now.
Maybe. Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
No problem. Thank you so much for joining us.
Stay safe out there.
Thanks, you too.
Bye.
This program is once again sponsored by the University of Windsor Alumni Association. Be sure to visit them on the web at uwindsor.ca/alumni to check out all the services and events offered to University of Windsor alumni.